All right, here's our first question. How do I stay motivated? How do I get myself out of a rut? First things first, we are in the middle of unprecedented times. So, whatever this looks like for you, whether you're working from home, whether you're at work because you're an essential employee, whether you're home not working, unprecedented. That means, at the very least, our stress levels are higher than they usually are. So if you find yourself struggling with getting up the energy to do things, with moving, with eating right, that's all a normal part of a stress reaction. It's in those times of crisis, it's pretty normal for us to want to shut down, for us to want to not move, or to move. And it's harder to do what's right because our bodies and our brains are overwhelmed just getting through the day to day when we don't know what's coming next. However, if you are moving, if you're looking to move a little bit more, I say find something that you like, find something that you, if you're really lucky, love. At the very least, find something you don't hate, right? So going for a walk, doing some yoga, dancing, martial arts, something that just moves you and feels good. If you're not a fan of exercise, do something that moves you but doesn't feel like work, doesn't feel like exercise. I really love the energy of just going for a walk, not for steps, not for mileage, not for heart rate, just moving your body in the great outdoors. If you're not lucky enough to have a safe place to walk, dance in your living room, do a little yoga or stretch. We have a couple stretch routines up on our YouTube channel. Find a way to just move that you don't have to force yourself to do, something that you're not dreading going into. The other side of this is, if it's something that matters to you, you have to do it whether you want to or not, right? So when we're going to work, we go even on days when we don't feel like it. So we need to think about our health and our wellness a little bit like that, right? I have to do this whether I feel like it or not. I'm going to do it even on the days I don't want to, because I know that those are the days that I need it the most. If you're finding yourself in a rut, take a step back and reassess. What am I doing right? Where can I improve? Instead of spinning that wheel of I'm doing everything wrong, none of this is working, I don't know what to do, take a step back, take a deep breath. There's no fashion show at the end of this for most of us, right? There's not one specific day that we have to get this all right by. We have time to figure out what's working by slowly implementing the steps and moving ourselves in the right direction. All right.
Thanks, Heather. Hey guys, we got a question regarding protein intake. More specifically, what are the side effects of consuming too much protein in our diet? So I wanted to start with the basics. What is protein? Protein is one of our 3 macronutrients. Remember, we have fat, carbs, and protein. Protein provides us with 4 calories per gram, and protein is made up of amino acids, both essential and non-essential. Essential amino acids means that we have to consume these amino acids through our diet because our body cannot make them alone. Protein functions in a variety of different ways in our body, hence why it is so important. It helps with the production of antibodies for a healthy immune system. It helps with the production of hormones. It helps with the production of enzymes to carry out a variety of different chemical processes within the body. And it also helps with the recovery and repair of muscle tissue. So that is what we are probably most concerned with here at Biggest Loser, because we are always working out, always causing that muscle tissue damage and helping us to get stronger. So with that being said, muscle tissue damage happening during your workout is totally normal. The way we're able to counteract that muscle tissue damage is to eat a balanced diet, high in protein as well. That way we're able to come back stronger and more able to handle that type of stress on the body in the future. So what are the effects of consuming too much protein in our diet? So there really isn't any negative side effects of consuming more protein than we necessarily should. Some people thrive on a higher protein diet, and if that works for you, great. What I will say is eating too much protein may take away from how much carbohydrate and how much fat you're ingesting, which those two macronutrients are also very important in our diet. Carbohydrates, remember, help to provide us with that quick burst of energy, especially during high intensity workouts. So fat and protein are harder to break down when I need them right now. If I'm doing a high intensity workout and I need some energy right now, I have those stores of carbohydrates in the form of glycogen, which is then expelled, broken down, and able to provide me with that glucose immediately. So carbohydrates are very important. It's also our primary source of fuel, especially for our nervous system. So please be aware of that. Carbohydrates are really important. They get a super bad rep. We want to make sure that we are consuming a good amount of carbohydrates for energy and for our nervous system as well. Fat, remember, is 9 calories per gram, so that's actually going to be important because that's going to keep us fuller for longer. If I'm eating predominantly just carbohydrates in my diet, those are going to be broken down pretty quickly, and I'm going to feel hungry again not shortly after that. I see this a lot in people right around mid-morning because they typically eat carbohydrates in the morning. And this is a Western diet type of deal. A lot of us are consuming something like, we might be thinking we're doing ourselves a favor by eating a bowl of oatmeal, which is great. However, eating just a bowl of oatmeal, even with some fruit, that's only going to help us feel full for so long. Because those carbohydrates start to digest in our mouth, they are very quickly digested and only keep us full for so long. If I consume those carbohydrates with fat or protein, it takes longer for that fat or protein to break down, leaving us fuller for longer, leaving us to eat less because we're not hungry again for a while. So if you suffer from chronic hunger, take that into consideration. How are we balancing out our meals? Can I add a fat or a protein to one of my meals to help me feel fuller, helping me to reduce my intake later on? Also, there is a myth out there that has, been pretty common for, ever since I've been in nutrition, speaking in regards of kidney function. So if I eat a high protein diet, this may place extra stress on my kidneys, increasing the likelihood that I may develop a kidney condition in the future. This is a myth. So if I have a kidney condition prior to a high protein diet, yes, it may have some side effects, and it may cause extra stress on those kidneys and may increase the likelihood of causing further damage to the kidneys or increasing the likelihood of developing a further kidney issue. However, if we are a generally healthy individual, no prior kidney function related conditions, then this isn't something you necessarily have to worry about. Studies have been done to prove this. And if you do have any kidney issues, I would recommend seeing a dietitian and working one-on-one with them so that she knows your individual condition, she knows your labs, she knows your what you strive on and things that you struggle with. So if you do have any of those issues, I would highly recommend working one-on-one with the dietitian. With that being said, if you guys have any questions at all regarding the information that we spoke about, please let me know. Comment below, and I will be more than happy to comment and respond. Other than that, I'm going to pass it off to Danielle.
Spot reduction. So this is probably one of the biggest myths still perpetuated by people in the fitness industry, that you can target where you lose fat on your body. The fact is that is just not the case. What people commonly will claim and absolutely continue to claim is that you can take the strength-based movement and choose where you get to lose, usually arms, waist, hips, legs. And by performing that movement, reducing the size of those areas. It just doesn't work that way. When you're performing a strength-based movement, you are ideally building muscle. It doesn't matter if you're using body weight, resistance bands, free weights, etc. You're going to build muscle in that area that you're working. That is going to, over time, increase your basal metabolic rate. That is going to increase the number of calories that you burn at rest. And that is going to make your body more efficient at burning fat. But even then, you still don't get to choose where you lose that fat. Your body is going to draw fat from wherever it so chooses. And that may be from areas that people don't necessarily want to lose from. The good news is, however, it will come off of that problem area over time. You just need to be patient. People want this instant gratification when they're working out. They want everything to happen quickly, and it's a process. So if it doesn't happen immediately, don't worry about it. It's going to happen eventually. So weight loss and fat loss does come from being in some sort of calorie deficit. Ideally, some sort of combination between both exercise and diet. You don't want to just focus on exercise or just focus on diet without focusing on the other. We want to be well-rounded here. And I do not want you to take this as don't strength train, don't work your midsection, don't work your core, because you absolutely want to. You will never, ever hear me say don't strength train. That's silly. Because as we age, we do lose muscle, and it adds up over the years pretty quickly. And when you lose muscle, inversely to gaining muscle, you will have a reduction in that basal metabolic rate. You're going to burn fewer calories at rest, and you become frail, for lack of a better word. Your risk of injury is going to increase a lot, and we don't want that as we age. We want to be as strong and sturdy and stable as possible. So do try to focus on strength training. If you don't do anything right now, try to incorporate at least one full body workout per week and add from there once those workout sessions become habitual. And we have plenty of those available. Just think to our classes, Total Tone, full body workout. I've been posting them on our YouTube channel. So if you want to check those out, feel free. And as for core exercises, we have our core class that we do on Monday afternoons. Those exercises are perfect. They are great for stabilization, for activating your core, and they work everything. I'm also going to be posting in the next couple of days a workout with some of my personal favorite core exercises. Some of them you guys already know. So that's that. Spot reduction debunked. And that is it for this Q&A, guys. This is something that we want to keep doing, so if you do have any additional questions, either clarifying the things that we talked about or other questions, feel free to drop them down in the comment box below or message us on our Facebook group or post it in the Facebook group. Any of that's good. We are always here to answer your questions. So if you want further content from us, do not forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.